Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Just to bring up the chat here. How's everyone doing? Did everyone have a good start to the week? On here. I'm just gonna run over some of the trades we took today. Eunice, how's it going? What's happening? What is happening? Right, I need to turn this off of sim mode. Run through. So we had a great day in the 10-year today, and I think we took just the one tickaroo here. So which is great. We started off the day. This was the range on the. This is the range on the tens. Just before market open, it was around about 7 a.m. US time. Essentially was short from round about here, and it absolutely dumped. You know, we dumped like 15 ticks just before round about open, and I caught about 10 ticks of that, which was great. You know, a fantastic trade to start. And I think prior to that, we maybe took a tick out the 30-year, and then I think as the news just after the PMI prints had come out, the one that was at what time was that? At 9:45 US time. We basically we went bid. I think we got up to like 16s. I basically faded 16s for the likes of 4 ticks or something, and that's pretty much been it. Nice. What review were you doing, dudes? What were you running through? Um, but that was really it. Also, I took a short on the fives, which I normally never do. It was prior to news. I was expecting it to come in line with the tens and the thirties, and ended up just taking a scratch on it. But that was it. We took a total of. So we took a scratch. Uh, yeah, I think we took 4 trades today. 4 trades. Scratch, 1 tick on the 30s, and 2 decent trades on the 10s, and that's really been it. Hey Tony, how's it going, man? What's happening, dude? So we'll switch across to indices in a moment. Pretty much Treasuries again is done some, pretty wild. Well, I wouldn't say wild, but just extending continuously. So this was Friday's close up here in the 30s. This was where the overnight low was, and it's 50% ATR. And then we're down now at a full ATR, so the total range for the day today has been what's that, 45, 46, 47, 48 ticks on 30 year. The ATR is 43, so I mean, we may extend it. There's really anything can happen, to be honest with you, but I think most likely we'll now probably just consolidate out around this range, and sellers are probably going to look to protect eights, because then we've got the step in the profile up the way. Um, and then ultimately, if we do break there, then you would be looking to really fade 17s back down. But I can't really see us get back up to VWAP now, to be honest, for the next couple of hours. Most likely we'll just consolidate down here, because I think the point of control yeah, so the point of control is now moved down here for the session. Same on the 10s, and the 5s is here as well. So can't really see very much considering point of controls moved massively down here. So sellers are basically going to protect 8s and protect 7s on the 10-year. So, but what's happening to you, Tony? Dude, did you take any trades? What position did you guys take today? I think if we do get up to 9.5 on the 10-year, would probably be a good fade back to 5.5. But I think we'll probably spend the next couple of hours, sort of in this range. But if we have a look at the profile, we can see how this is all split. No. Now that's not great, is it? I now have to go and change that. Fuck. So I was saying I like to consolidate my previous weeks into a profile. So that's a week. This is a week. So I was going to run through this, but I need to do this while I'm here, so you guys will need to bear with me. And then we've got a week here. So I typically do this for previous weeks just to see things, as I think it's slightly nicer to look at. Where you see the dotted line is a week, the one going down the way vertically. I was wondering when I looked at that what was going on, to be honest. I don't break up the current week. Sorry, I keep the current week broke up. If that makes sense. And then we will just consolidate the rest. I've got a full week there, so we can. Yeah. Good evening, Nico, buddy boy. Oh, Tony boy. Sorry, I can't believe I changed something there. I was actually looking at Urex products to see if I could inspired me to check out Urex for how thick the product is. I really want to be able to day trade the FTSE, to be honest, but Sierra is so fickle to get the FTSE. I think you need to go. It says it's on Urex, but then it's really hard to either A, get the data, or B, find a broker to route the orders to. Right, so this is currently what we're looking at. It's much easier to look at this now that's into weekly profiles. So this is today, this one you're seeing here. We've essentially just extended the lows massively, and we are now down at this higher volume node down here. And essentially this is now approaching like a month's lows. So we're definitely going to see some form of support down here, I would imagine. And the reason why this has been pretty volatile in treasuries, to be honest. And well, the good thing about the volatility with it is with the passive least resistance, it's been fairly straightforward stuff. If you were fading, it was just one-way traffic. Since this broke, the market dumped like 10 ticks in 5 minutes or something. Very straightforward stuff. And I noted that for some reason there seems to be a bit of a trend in the current cycle anyway, where the 10s has got loads of loads of negative delta, so they're aggressively hitting into the bid. The 30s has actually got positive delta, and so 30s has been absorbed, so there's a bit of yield curve play going on what the institutions are doing at the minute. So it looks like they're selling the middle end of the curve and basically buying and buying the long end, to be honest. I'll need to have a look, dude. Actually, let me see if I need to have a look. Is it what routing do you use? Do you use Teton routing? And who's your broker? Is it like Stage 5 or EdgeClear or something? I thought I might have to go to Interactive Brokers or something for it, but oh, it's so much faffing. Can you actually? There's a thing. Can you do me a favor, Tony? Can you send me a current snapshot of, or if you've got it on file, because actually it's almost it's closed now. But can you do me a favor tomorrow? Can you send me a snapshot of the bid and offer on a ladder for the FTSE and Euro stocks, please? I'd appreciate that, dude, if you could. I just want to see how thick the product is, to be honest with you, because I was looking at this earlier, and do you know what's extremely concerning? It's extremely concerning that the bid and ask is thicker on Eurodollar than it is on on ES, which is so concerning, to be honest with you. Um, so yeah, pretty grim. Five, right. I need to switch to indices, guys, because you'll be bored out your mind. I know majority of you don't trade treasuries, and it's I mean, look at this, guys. This is just not going to move. We'll maybe extend here, but I suspect, if we get 5 and 6 ticks away, I suspect we'll probably fade back in because I can't see us breaking this high volume node and breaking here this session. That's for sure. So, anyways, I need to remember and save this. So. File, save, and then we want to open, I can close this, and then we want to open the ladders. Okay, I was talking about this earlier. Let me bring up the let me bring this up. Okay, so I was talking about this level here with the yellow line earlier. That we have, to say we've traded out this area is a fucking understatement. I've had this box drawn here for days, and the market keeps basically just reverting back to this high volume node. And I was basically saying that down here, if we broke and held below this level, then there was tons of long liquidations in play. But we've basically swept this level again and basically went bid, back into this higher volume nodes. So we've basically did it every time so far. We've, swept this low here back in. We've did the highs on last Friday. So I was expecting. I mean, it's not normal from Monday, to be honest, to do that, but there's this extreme pain point down here, so it looks like we're now just back in value. I don't really see anything major happening. Obviously, it's going to be a half week, so tomorrow needs to be a session that really creates some direction. If it doesn't, then we might get something with the jolt reports tomorrow. But otherwise, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's certainly not happening half day on Wednesday, and Thursday's off. So we'll see. But we've now spent like 2 weeks in this range. So you guys obviously know the longer the market spends in a range, whatever which way it does break out, is going to be relatively painful, and it's going to, once we do create an imbalance, um, it's going to be pretty aggressive one way, right? Oh, really? Fucking hell, dude. That's how expensive it is. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't normally. Last time I checked, I know it's expensive. It's and also Sierra doesn't really support a lot of it. I was just wanted to see how thick the bid and offer was on the footsie. To be honest, like I wouldn't be interested in if it's less than. Mm, if it's less than 200, I wouldn't be interested. To be fair, the ES is almost got the same now as like the DAX a number of years ago, which is crazy. So what do you normally trade, Tony? Do you trade Boon Bobble in the chats or? There's brutal price action here currently. Fantastic standard Monday bullshit that we've got here. I've seen quite a lot of people actually just in different groups and so on that have basically did their arson today in ES, and this will be the culprit. When did this start? This has been in this range now for like 2 hours or something. Fucking hell, man, that's crazy. 2 whole hours. Oh, do you trade spreads? Yeah, I've never really traded any spreads as such. Very, very seldom I'll have a look at them, but I prefer just to trade outrights. And if I'm trading treasuries, the main two I trade is the 10-year or the 30-year. I use the FIBES and the Ultra for correlations. I think potentially if people would probably use the 2 and 5s as a spread trade, right? But the tick to commission ratio is not that appealing for one of the whole reasons for me for trading treasuries is the really attractive tick to commission ratio, which kind of goes out the window if you trade the short end of the curve. When you get to the middle and long end of the curve, it gets quite attractive. I mean, you can basically get, you need like one tick in every 10 trades um, of the 30 year to basically be profitable. which is crazy to think about. Trader boy, how's it going? You got whipped about the same. What, did you trade pre-market or did you trade the open? How's the delta today? Pretty flat. We've got to break out here soon, guys. I mean, look at this shitty price action. I would love, for the sake of action, for us to break this level that we discussed. It's kind of triggering me. That's not right there. And there we go. If we break this level, because if we do, there is a ton of long liquidations in play down here. And of course, if we get to here with some size, we should see another little mini stop run that maybe then take us back down to the VWAP and see what we can do from there, to be honest. But open. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly the thing, Tony. Oh, look, you guys know each other. Yeah, the 10 and the 30s obviously get the best. 30's a really good trade at the minute, just because the book is thicker. It wasn't like a number of years ago. It was kind of on par with what the Ultra is. About 3, 4 years ago. So what do we? Does anyone get any form of bias at all here? I mean, balance looks to be the way. We're filling out this meaty distribution curve right now. Wait, I actually think I might be paying for that magic pen thing. No, pen, what was it called? Pen, Epic Pen. Am I still paying for this? Let me see. Let's see if this breaks my computer or some which way. Oh, look at that. Can you guys see this little pen thing? No, I don't think you can. I want to see if this is beneficial to like help me ignore, like draw examples and stuff. Ah, look at that. Nicely done, dude. Nice. I was short the tens, so it was a good day, man. It was honestly the easiest like 10 ticks home run trade I've ever had in treasuries. I'm just faffing around with this little thing here. How do I go back? Is there a way to like clear or something? Eraser. Yes. Okay. Oh, this might be quite helpful. Is this helpful to have this little cursor like this? You know what, it's got a yellow thing around it. So you can see, is this helpful? Where you can see the cursor. Yeah, it was a really good trade actually. It kind of gave up, to be honest with you. There was, it was just, I don't want to say extremely obvious, but it was pretty obvious, man. the order flow that is coming in today. But I was not expecting it to dump so hard like that, so it was great. I basically just let it dump and trailed my stop down a few ticks every number, so it was good. Oh, the ring helps. Nice. Sweet. I don't know if it's... Eh. If it's beneficial for you guys, I need to get used to it. Okay, here we go. Right, watch this level here to see if we can get some stops, which is 26 3/4 here. So we want to see if we can hit through here and get some stops. We need to then fill out 24s. We've got at least some size printed, so it looks to get filled down here. Clearly it's algos that are printing this out because it's jumping around every 2 seconds. As I was saying, quite frightening how the Eurodollar futures is thicker than ES at the moment. Pretty sad, you know, pretty sad. So these 24.5s, this sort of area where they keep on moving this, this ultimately be the target for shorts. But they're going to need to bang it through this level, which you should see a bit of a blip in price. But look, you can clearly see this is an algo that's just setting the range here, right? They've got the same orders on the bid and the same orders here on the offer. Hello, scalper. How's it going, dude? Alright, nice of you guys to take it. Do you guys know each other from a different group or something? Yeah, they working now. Nice. Yeah, I'm good, buddy. Good. Had a good day today. Nice way to start the week and to start the month, which is great. The day's now pretty much over for treasuries, so we're just going to see how ES behaves. Maybe we need to see if I can get rid of this pen so you guys don't see this. Can I do that? Take screenshot. Oh, it's a clear screen. Okay. So if I like do this and then, you know, see right there's the bill distribution and then go to the clear screen. Aha! Bingo. How do you change the thickness of this pen? Oh, okay, now we're cooking with gas now. Okay. Right. That could be quite helpful. I need to be really careful. I need to be really careful that if I need to be I'm in fact I need to get rid of this wee second. I've got some you need to give me a minute here. I've got some like a good idea. Oh, right. So there's the cursor, and then that hovers over. Oh, right, but then the fucking right. So you can see that, but then that highlights. Okay, give me a second. I just need to put this to sim just in case I fucking press buttons and ruin something. I don't want to fanny about here and put myself in a position. Okay, right. Can I like draw around this so we can say like right? They're lifting the offer at the moment. Uh, eh. Hello, guys. Sorry, I'm just literally faffing around with this epic pen thing to try and see if I can note some stuff. Is there a hotkey for this? It's Control Shift 7. That's a really Control Shift and 7. Yeah, that could potentially work. Right, so NQ is lifting. We're now. Oh, this is not going to work. I can't even scroll around. Oh, this is shit. This thing. Honestly. I thought this would be quite a good idea so you guys could see what was happening, but I wanted to be able to draw on the DOM and stuff. Yeah, guys, I'm glad you found it helpful. What did you guys think of the recent video? It took me a while to prepare that, to be honest. So, we missed it. We missed the sweep of the low while I was fanning about with this pen. I think I might ditch this stupid pen thing. How's it going, Neil? How's your day, buddy? Did you take any trades today, mate? Let's see. So NQ is just basically at the value area high. POC is miles away. I mean, this is pretty much here. Yeah, there's tons of spoofing going on. These guys are at it down here. Same firm, look, you can see them. They're just setting the range here, where we've got 33s and 32 and 3/4 here, and then the same orders. So I suspect that they don't really care which way it goes. If it goes up here and clears out up here, they'll pretty much hit it back into the range, and they've already done the same down here. Yeah, that's precisely what they're doing. Because I mean, in general, right now it's a Monday with a week of not that much data. There's probably a layer of significant confidence that we are going to finish this week in the range. To be honest, like somewhere, like 40s to 24s, considering it's a half week. Well, this is quite handy that it clicks and leaves wee things. Nice. NQ is going. So let's see. So watch these orders here to see what's going to happen. But right now we're at point of control, so it's not as if anything's going to happen. What about you, Neil? Did you take any trades today, dude? I traded the treasuries today. Went pretty well, to be honest with you. Caught a cracker of a trade, short in the 10-year and in the 10-year. Really smooth, to be honest with you. It's one of the home run trades I don't get very often. I caught like 9 ticks. So I think I ended the day with like 13 ticks in the 10-year. So fantastic day, to be honest. Best day I've had in a while. So, which is really good. Yeah, it was a fucking cracker, James. It was so painless as well. Like I was already up like 3 ticks. I think 3 or 4 ticks or something. And then I thought, right, well I now get a free look at the crack. So I just trailed my stop down and it just kept on taking the next price. So yeah, it was really good. I think I left like 3 or 4 ticks in the table, but c'est la vie, man. 10 ticks in the treasuries is like in one trade, man. It's normally like 3 days of work for me. I normally only need 3 or 4 ticks a day, if I'm honest, with some size, of course. Yeah, so really stoked about that, James. Really stoked. A really good start of the month, to be honest. Doesn't get much better than that. So And I don't really do home run trades, to be honest with you. I normally just take my 3 or 4 tickaroos, and I'm out. But I thought today, look, we are just aggressively hitting into the bids. Any buying was being absorbed on a 30-year. Um, and also I was thinking, well, the rhetoric is that the Fed are planning on not cutting now, and the bets were reduced that there's going to be a cut in September. So my general consensus is, or my general bias is that means essentially yields are going to be higher for longer, which puts pressure on the bonds and the notes and futures. So I thought we'll hold for a cracker level, and it just dumped. So really nice. And I think on that trade, I think I had 1 tick of adverse excursion, to be honest. So happy days, happy days, man. So let's see if we can do something in indices. Did anyone trade anything in indices? I mean, I think the only real trade that looks like to me was basically a fade of a fade down here of Friday's low, back into the point of control. Did anyone take that? So watch these levels up here to see how they get filled out. So they keep on moving this. They keep on moving this higher, to be honest. And they're testing the selling strength at the moment with this 100 lot. This will just be pulled most likely. Yeah, so they're doing that to basically get up in our few ticks. This should be, if they lift the offer here, we should see a little mini stop run happening very soon. So if they continue, NQ is just approaching the highs as well. If NQ can pop here, we should see this stop run happening on ES and then go up to 37s. Let's see. NQ is definitely going to take the highs here, surely. Yeah, there we go. There's the pop and stop run on ES. Okay, up to 37, 38s. There's the stop run happening. Now they'll probably sweep it back in. Let's see if they'll do the stop run out of that range and then sweep it back into point of control. Which is to be expected in these kind of days where they're just working the range, to be honest. So they are absorbing right now, but they need to clear this. They need to clear 34.5s. A little bit of buying delta come in there. NQ's already pulled off. So that saw us nearly back. Classic. This is just classic market making at its absolute finest. Bang it above the high of the range. Do the stop run. NQ does the same. Then they just pull the bids and take it back to point of control. Literally, this is in the pamphlet when you work at an investment bank. This is like they sit you down, with cookies and coffee on the table and say, here's the fucking brochure. On balance days, you basically hit it above the range extremes, take the stops, get out of your net long position, then flip, work the offer, hit into the bid, and then pull the bids as well. And then you'll take it back down into POC and then see what the buying and selling pressure is when you get there. Sneaky, sneaky. If you guys could hit the like button for me, that would be much obliged. If you could please. There we go, look at them banging it. Let's see if they're going to take it higher. Where is the high of session? Is that it? It's up here. It's high session up here. Initial balance high. You bought into that? Lucky things happen, dude. I don't know why this box is here. I mean, we could very easily now go up to the overnight high, to be honest. We've spent so much time in here, the market has to do something. But we've not swept overnight high this session, so you know they'll probably take it and bang up to like 46s or something, usual fashion, and then take it back down to 34, 32s. It's probably the way. Because you got to think to yourself, does you know, on a half week on a Monday, does it make sense to go and crack these highs and basically challenge the value area high for the contract so far? Probably not. And the risk to reward, if we do go up here, you know, and sort of sweep this level, the risk to reward seems pretty good, you know, to ride it back down into, you know, this sort of range roughly, which would be the sort of next inflection point. It's even nicer if we continually lift like this, because you can see there's just not really much selling. In fact, there's none. 0 here, 23 contracts here, 0 here, 0 here, 43 here. There's been a bit of two-way here, but we're just absorbing on the bid still. We are negative on the day delta wise, but really the offer has just been pulled because you can see there's not a ton of buying to basically get us here. So this does not necessarily mean it's been a fantastic pump, you know, in terms of new buying that's coming in. You're basically just seeing the firms lifting into the offer, and the offer is just being pulled to get us here, which means that when they start working it up in this range up here to get filled, if we do get up here, it's a fantastic way for them to then flip and pull the bid to take us back down. I mean, NQ is ready, it is just tucking the highs, so as NQ continually lifts the highs, we would like it to, it'll need to go bid some more for ES to go up and fill out this area. So watch 40, you know, we need to get past 41s, but look at the amount of liquidity popped up here. This is going to get filled. It's pretty thick liquidity here, right? On the book anyways, so let's see how they behave. I mean, NQ is just, the book is decimated as always. You might as well just toss a coin, literally. Yeah, and the DAO is not doing it. It's a point of control, which also helps the theory of lifting here and fading back into value. What about the Russell? How far away are we from? Jesus Christ. The Russell is absolutely miles away from the highs. So, yeah, NQ and ES are popping. So, again, normally everything needs to be moving in tandem. Come on, ES, bang it. Let's go up and do it. We don't want to see us faff around here for the next, you know, hour before we get to the market on close data coming in. Want to see a little bit of direction first, and then we sweep back down. That would be sweet. Let's put this into a split profile so you can see it a little bit easier. Overnight high, overnight low, you know, just didn't even press the overnight high on the opening range where initial balance was set. Sweeped Friday's low and right back into value. So I'll draw it on here just so you can see it, but ultimately what we're looking for here is to basically sweep this level here and then basically return back into this extremely traded out POC. They're kind of doing it at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. No problem, Neil. Have a good day, buddy. Hopefully you're doing something exciting. I hope you had a good session if you traded too. Does anyone get any open positions at the moment? If you guys have not yet hit the like button for me, if you could do so, would be much obliged. And also, what did you guys think of the journaling video? Did you guys, have an epiphany to start journaling if you didn't already? Let me know your feedback on it, as I know a lot of people watch it and don't necessarily comment. Nice trader boy, good fade, buddy. Good fade. Oh, boo. We've not swept the high and carried that out, which is a shame. Working our way back down to POC now. Jigsaw does the journal. Nice one. Nice one. Wherever you use your journal, as long as you can get all the stats. I think there's called journalistic or something, isn't it? Whatever you can get it all. And of course, you need to be able to import all your trades, because if you're doing it, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not organized enough to do it in Excel. Nice. I've never actually used it. I don't use Jigsaw, so to be honest, whatever one you use, as long as it's beneficial and it gives you decent reporting on your stats, so you can see all your averages and so on and so forth. For anyone that doesn't have a journal, there's a link in the description to TraderSync. There is a meaty discount going on until the 4th of July for US independence. So all of you American peeps will be having a nice day off to celebrate that. But I think they've got like a 60% off sale. So make sure and take advantage of that. If you don't have a journal yet, I actually wish I took advantage of that and didn't and didn't have to pay for it full whack. They saved a fortune. Look at this, we're now back working. See, it's a shame. Why could they not just, do that at the highs? That's what we're expecting this to happen, but you'd rather they did it up here where it's more obvious. Avi, what do you mean by like drawdown? Do you mean just that's what the max favorable and max adverse is? So it tracks what your basically what your open drawdown is for the position. This is absolutely dumping right now. Um, but can you elaborate a little bit more by drawdown? Do you mean like your consecutive drawdown in trades? What your open losses? I mean, the trouble is what I've got with Excel. It depends how you are with Excel, to be honest. But I am not organized enough for Excel, so I typically will export my trades from Ironbeam or from Rhythmic, and then just import them into the journaling software. So into TraderSync, and then it tells me pretty much everything that I need to know, from average hold time to consecutive winners to my accumulation over a set period, my max favorable, max adverse excursion, pretty much everything I would need, and then I can track mistakes if I've managed it like a dick, or set specific journals, look at it from a calendar view. It's got everything in there, to be honest with you. And I think the total price, I think I pay something like $40 a month or something for it, so it's not expensive. That's what I pay, um, and that's not even including any discount, to be honest. So it's not expensive at all. For the value you get for that, um, I feel it's almost a necessity, to be honest. And it depends how you are. If you like doing Excel and stuff, then by all means. But I'm, to be perfectly honest, too lazy. Yeah, just having to write down like your entry time, your close time, average position, short or long, the average size. I just couldn't do that for every trade. Considering I take like, roughly 5 trades a day. Completely. It depends how many trades you're taking a day, man. If you're only taking one trade a day, then makes sense. If you're taking, quite a few of them, then it's probably beneficial just to automate it, you know. And also it factors in your commission as well, so you can calculate your average commission per day or week or so on. And then once you get to a significant size that you're trading, you can probably contact your broker and say, hey, reduce my shit or I'm going to leave. Wish you the journalers saw you were thinking about doing one, but it's way down the pipe. Yeah, yeah, exactly. TP. I mean, they have their own sort of like trades manager and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, it's pretty shit. If I'm honest with you, I don't even use it. It is pretty handy. If I'm honest, this is dumping right now. Right, come on, capitulate, please. Don't just hit the other side. Um, yeah. Whatever journal you use, to be honest, it's as long as you get your main metrics and you can import your stuff pretty easy. Because sometimes I'll just export my monthly trades into a CSV file and then do my own calculations and stuff. But it's nice to have it all in one place. I would say that. Shannon, good question. It depends on your broker. I know with RTrader Pro that they're working on an integration at the moment because I've asked them, because I'm super focused on tech and I would love if I just pressed a button and it auto pushed. But basically what you need to do is you just need to go into your RTrader Pro or broker with Stage 5 or Edge Clear and just export a CSV file and then just import the CSV file and then it does everything for you. Like, I mean, it's as simple as selecting RTrader, for example, going to import, attaching the CSV file, press go, and then voila, it puts everything for that day in for you. Like, I mean, it literally takes me 2 minutes to export and import my trades. But I know I've raised it with them that look, surely with I know with CFDs and FX they've done API integrations, and I know they've done it with interactive brokers and stuff. So I was wondering if they have it, but the problem is like Ironbeam and EdgeClear, or the routing platforms, the technology is like Windows 95, so it's going to be quite hard for TraderSync to do an integration to them, to be honest with you. Does that make sense, Avi, what I was saying? I think a key thing that I use to track my drawdown is what my max consecutive loss is over a decent sample size. In that video that we covered, should give you some food for thought on your sample size that you need to have in order to give you a bit of confidence in your trades. So basically, gives you a likelihood of the data being significant for a statistical edge on and how many trades you need to have in your sample size, which is pretty handy. But to be honest with you, if you guys are thinking about that, there's a free trial. You can trial it. I don't know how long it is. I think it's maybe a week or something, maybe a month, or you can trial it, and then you can decide from there. So you can import all your stuff for free and see what you think of it. I've tried a number of them. I think I've tried EdgeWonk. I tried that trades. Oh, I can't remember. I tried TradeZella or something. TraderView as well. Yeah, they weren't. Some of them were. They all pretty much offer the same thing, but I found TraderSync's user interface a little bit more modern, to be fair. So that was my reasoning, and I've tried probably all the ones you can think of, like EdgeWonk, TraderView, TradeZella, and stuff. And one of the good things about TradeSync is you can go into the market replay and replay the trade, and the replay feature has TradingView built in. And as we know, TradingView sucks, but it's good to drag around charts. Like if you wanted to look at a candlestick chart, TradingView is probably pretty good for that. Yeah, I would say so, Avi. It's pretty beneficial. It just allows you. The main objective of max adverse and favorable excursion is very simply over a decent sample size, you get to determine um, when your trade actually goes into profits, how many ticks does that take on average? Because say for example, in order for you to have a 10 tick winner, you ultimately may only need 6 ticks of stop, and the time that it goes past 6 ticks, um, you ultimately take your full 10 tick stop. Again, these numbers are arbitrary. You need to fit them into your own data. But the main process and point of that video was that if you're not journaling, fucking start journaling. It allows you to just be more focused on your trading, and almost allows you to take a step back and think about it from a slightly longer term perspective. That would probably be the main reason. By strategy manager, do you mean the OCO order types, or is that what you're meaning? Like how to manage your orders and stuff? There is tons of different things on Sierra. You can do obviously the standard stuff, your stops, your limits. You can do limit chases. You can do limits for your stop losses as well. You can do, once you take a partial, it automatically moves to break even, things like that. You can pretty much do as many things as you want within that, to be honest. You can scale in, scale out. You can set it as last in, first out method, things along those lines for scaling. And basically what that means is when you go to exit a position, it'll take your last in and close that one first, rather than the typical FIFO method, first in, first out method. A lot of platforms do, so there's pretty much nothing you can't do within Sierra. It's just, if you've got any questions, let us know, because honestly, every little small detail in Sierra, you have to lose a couple of hours of your life, and I've done that for years, so it saves you the learning curve a little bit. So no problem, Neil. Hopefully you're enjoy your sesh. What are you working today? Is it you're doing chest and back? Have you done when are you doing legs? No problem, trader boy. If anyone is looking to join it, if you could click on the link in the description, I get a slight kickback for that, which would, I don't actually know what it is because I don't think anyone has done it, but it helps the channel in some way. I don't normally have any affiliate links because I would like to have one for Sierra, but Sierra stopped it, which is a bit of a shame because it's the main platform that I use all the time, and they don't even have a damn referral program for me, which is a bit of a shame. But c'est la vie. So if you are going to sign up to TraderSync, probably now would be the time because of the 60% off, which is massive. Thanks, dudes. Much appreciated, my friend. I appreciate that, man. It's nice to. It's nice for you guys to show tokens of support like that. So thank you very much, dudes. Let me know if you need anything. Just shoot me a message. Anyone asked how trading went? Broke every rule. I ate shit and lost my account. Exactly, Neil. Exactly, and I think it's back to the back to the same scenario, dude, of needing to control. It's really, in my opinion, it's got very little to do with the strategy. I'm not saying it's nothing to do with it, but if every one of us in this room um, were using the same strategy, the ones with probably the most experience, the most longer term thinking, and the better ability to control your down days would obviously be more profitable if everyone was using the same strategy. So it takes a while to do that, and the good thing is about these prop firm accounts and stuff, Neil, is it's it's a good stopgap, and all you need to do is work on controlling that, man. So I would advise setting some hard limits on your software, and even if you have got a tendency to disable those hard limits, at least when you do hit them, it should give you at least some course of action to walk away from the screen. So tomorrow's in our day, dudes. Reevaluate and just come up with a better plan of attack. Rome wasn't built in a day, man. The market's not going anywhere, but it's hard to exit that tilt mode, isn't it? That's the thing. Hello, Mark. How's it going, dude? Legs tomorrow. Nice. How's your day been, Mark? Did you take any trades, dude? We're still dilly-dallying at the moment in this range. Which looks like we're not going to move until it's a while away yet. An hour and 8 minutes till the volume comes in. Exactly, Neil. And that's the thing is, just need to work on the execution part, dude. That's the thing. The strategy is one thing, but the execution, and I was saying in the video as well. I think it may be beneficial to start off with a static, trade management protocol, where you just let your edge play out that way instead of micromanaging. Try a few things like that and tweak it over a trade sample just to see how you go on. But you need to start seeing it on a wider trade sample, which should help you take a step back, from bad days. Because if you have 3 or 4 bad losing trades, when you think about it over the sample size of the next 100 trades, the next three and 4 trades is meaningless. As you guys saw from the video, I took nearly 200 trades last month. So, that's, I wouldn't say it's an average, it's probably plus or minus, 20 or so. Over traded a few days in there, but it's not that far off an average. So the way that I see it is, if I have a bad day or a bad couple of days that probably consists of 10 trades, it's meaningless in the grand scheme of things, which allows me to keep a little bit more grounded. Nice, Mark. Had a good day. $450. What did you trade? Were you trading ES? Avi, you're long, looking for 40s. Whereabouts you long from, Avi? Did you get long down here at the sweep, hopefully? Where they're doing this continuous bullshit of sweep of the high, sweep of the low, back into the doodah. So you're looking for it to go and target the Basically a sweep you're looking for up here, right? Up at this sort of range. We're definitely looking like we're going to fill out up here. I mean, there's tons of liquidity up here. Look at this. You know, I mean, it doesn't say we're going to fill it, but you know, there's certainly more liquidity on the book to the upside than there is to the downside, to be honest. And these orders up here, because they've been sitting for this length of time, I would say that these are real up here. These ones here are just meh. They're just sort of set in the range, you know. Here, VWAP. Oh, so you get long at VWAP. Fucking hell, dude, that's a good entry if you get long down here, man. It would be a great trade if you can hold this up to like, you know, 40s is good trade. If it does get to 40s, to be honest, we're definitely going to lift and probably fill out this area, but we need to get there first. So. Hey Tony boy, so see this little pen thing? This little pen thing is called Epic Pen. I actually forgot I had it, if I'm honest with you. You can see there's a little, can you guys see that? Yes, you can. So it's this little weird pen thing. It's called Epic Pen. I need to actually check because this is still coming out my account and I forgot about it. I don't think it's expensive. I think I pay maybe for like £5 a month or something for this little thing. I'll need to see if I can have this without it being on the screen. I think there's a button I need to press, but I need to check it out. I did it to try and, you know, depict better things when I was, you know, it's maybe easier for me to, you know, for you guys to see what's happening. So, and sorry, I'm using OBS, so nothing super fancy, dude. As you can see, my videos are not exactly, you know, cinematic edited quality. I'm really just recording my screens and discussing the knowledge that I have with trading. Maybe once upon a time we will, you know, look to make the videos much better quality, but you know, I'm a numbers guy. I'm not a video editor. And I've tried to learn this stuff as well, and it's editing is very hard. The most I can do is like, you know, lodge two parts together, but I would say the videos that I've put up, I normally, if I'm honest with you, I take them in one take. I don't, and the reason why I do it in one take is so I don't need to edit the damn things. You know, most I can do is, you know, I can maybe cut like 20 seconds out and put something in terms of, you know, so there's not as much like dead noise or something. But that's about it. But I don't have any call to actions or memes or whatever. I'm here to try and put out good content in terms of things that people can use that's value. It's not something you come to. It's not like an Iman video, right, where you're just watching Iman stuff to laugh. You know, his stuff is really funny, but I don't go to Iman's videos to learn or to really, you know what I mean? I go to his stuff when I've got like a snack and a coffee and I want to laugh about shit that's happening. Do you know what I mean? It's the different side of things. Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's the thing. I'm not here. I've not really got aspirations to have, you know, 30, 40,000 subscribers or whatever. I just don't see how that would be possible. Because the majority of people, you know, want to watch an 8-minute video that tells them, you know, when this line crosses this line, you press buy. You know, the average, I'd probably say subscriber in this channel has probably been through trading to some degree. Of course, we're going to have some ones that are new, and we welcome everyone. But I think the average, more engaged subscriber is definitely someone that's going to be involved in the market a little bit longer. And I think you definitely need to be more of a critical thinker. Because at one point in time, in order for you to even think of this channel, you had to look at these candlestick charts and you had to think, wait on a little second, hold the bus. There's actually something behind these candlesticks that makes the market move. And then you start thinking, and then when you dig deeper, you then find that there is a ladder which is here. you know? So some people never get past the candles. And I blame, the likes of ICT and these other, gurus that just talk absolute nonsense and just have so many acronyms and rehash names for things. Um, sadly. But that's my kind of opinion on it. Avi, we're going to need to hold here, buddy boy. Hopefully we don't sweep, or we may get a little bit of a trap below VWAP, which is quite common. Hopefully we don't sweep to the low, otherwise you take a bit of heat, dude. Yeah, I was a bad trainer, learned this. Yeah, exactly. Or I made 30k this month using this strategy. Yeah, I'm fucking sure you did. I actually saw that exact title earlier on my screen. I made 30k last month by doing this. Yeah. And pigs can fly. Oh, you think Eden's okay? Nice. NQ and ES mark. Good dude. Yeah, exactly. No choking the chicken if you break a rule. To be honest, I think you need to make sure you've not got any blue balls. Otherwise, you need to take your frustration out some way. We're holding, Avi boy. We're holding this so far. Would say that the bid has been pulled ever so slightly, which is not fantastic. There's not really a huge amount of volume. We don't want to see sellers taking this 100 lot, that's for sure. We want to see them scare off and the offer be pulled. In fact, let's clear this. So Albert, is that meant to be VWAP action coming soon? Or am I having a potato moment? Oh, here's the thing, Scalper. What is the tick? Not the tick. What's it called? The tilt. That's it. What is happening on the tilt meter today? What is happening there? Whereabouts are we? Give us the tilt stats. Whereabouts is Top Step doing their arse in today? $54 long ES. What's the average price, dude? 54% negative money. An average price of 28.5. Okay, so we're pretty much flat, you're saying here. So it's 28.5 long, 54% long. So you're saying that, what do you mean by negative money? So basically 28, well, they're pretty much scratch right now. You're saying that they're down. We're at 28 and a halves right now. Does it tell you the position size of that, by the way? Does it tell you like how many contracts are open or whatever? No, more stats. Yeah, but short and longs are at 28 average price. I find it really, really strange that they give you that data, to be honest with you. Because if you, I mean, seriously, if you know that, like, probably 80-90% of people in those accounts don't last more than 3 months, surely you can just fade that. Or am I get the wrong thinking here? I mean, pretty much they're giving you they're basically giving you the model that their business operates in. Their business operates in, probably 80% of people lose money, so we'll take money off of those people and then pay the ones out that will, and then we're providing you data on the ones that have got a little bit step further, but the majority of those people are going to fail, and we're giving you their average prices. Are you guys with me on that thinking? Or am I being pretty cynical here? Like, I think is a really strange strategy, right? And we should probably collectively do something for this together. This would be quite an interesting experiment, to call it that. If we could find signal providers, right, where they post all their trades every day, right, and you know that most of these signal providers are shit. So if we can find a host of signal providers where we pay, I don't know, 30 quid a month or something to go into the signal room thing, and they post trades every day. And the thing is, I don't understand about this, is people go into these signal providers and they say, oh, it's a scam. They post these trades every day and they always lose. Why are people not saying, fucking right, that is great, continually post me trades, and when you give me a stop loss and a take profit, I will use your stop loss as my take profit and your TP will be my stop loss. Why does no one think like that? Do you know what I mean? Because majority of these signal things are bullshit. And because the hard thing about it is how the heck am I meant to put a signal out for someone on ES? By the time I type two digits and go, hey guys, ES has moved 3 ticks. I mean, seriously, how does that work? Well, that's the thing, Avi boy. That's an edge in itself. You know what I mean? Um, and collectively, if you can find someone that just consistently does their arson on Twitter by posting their trades every day, just fade them. You don't even need to know a strategy. If you know that 80% of people fail, why is everyone trying to find a winning trader? Just find someone that loses and just copy the trades but do the opposite. Food for thought. Quite a cynical way to look at it, right? But um, gets you to be a critical thinker. But then when you think like that, then when you think about market making firms, this is why sweeps work so much. This is why this happens, and this happens, And then if you scroll to the left of the chart, you then most likely see, sweeps, here we go here again. Here's a level here where we then sweep it. We sweep it here, back up into the range. Then we do the same, but we take it this little bit lower and we do it here, then back up into the range. You know what I mean? This is the reason why collectively this shit happens, but you're just doing it with individual traders. Yeah, I think I heard something like that years and years ago, Avi. I mean, this is not like something new, to be honest, but signal providers and stuff, everyone wants to get someone to tell them profitable trades. But the statistics are majority of people fail. So you just need to find, it's easier to find someone that consistently does their arse in than someone that is profitable. Okay, so the Dow is hitting the floor. This could go here into the downside. ES needs to hold this area. So there we go. They've just hit into it, absorbed, and then hit the book for 100 to push price off. Let's see if buyers are going to take this 27.5s. You would like to see them take 27.5s here, like really lift into that offer here, and then pull the bid and didn't take the 100. That is not good. And to be honest with you, if I was to start trading now, it took me years to get to where I am now, in the knowledge and the screen time and the pain and the new mouse and keyboards that you have to buy. So if I was to do it all again, I'd probably just fade the people that say they're good at trading, and you know what I mean? Just food for thought. But ultimately, we as humans, you like a challenge. That's the thing, don't we? You like a challenge, so that's why we do it. Well, that's exactly it, scalper. You then are basically just trading what people are saying versus an edge in the market, to be honest. But that's the way I see that tilt thing. That's the reason for asking it, which is interesting, because the average trader there is a long position of 28.5. We are really pressing here. There is stops below. Whereabouts are these stops? Let me just see. So if they do punch it, the stop's going to be triggered below VWAP at 25.25. So let me just draw that. 25.25. There's going to be stops if sellers take out this 100 lot. Buyers are definitely dicing here. They are absorbing on the bid, which is a good sign for buying. Then they're flashing, so they're basically driving price up that couple of ticks more. So they're definitely at it. But buyers are still in somewhat control here until we break 25.25, because there's going to be some liquidations below that. And plus everything is now at point of control as well. Right, let's see. So you notice the stacking again here, then the market pulls away from it 2 ticks. They've done that 3 times now. So they're continually messing around with this price. This is what spoofing does. This is the textbook example. They don't hit into it, and then they bid the market up 3 ticks because the size here, and nothing actually traded here. See this price here? Nothing traded, but they scare the algorithms and then they're 3-4 ticks up, and nothing is traded on the offer here. 28 traded, 12 traded to lift that, so they're pulling the offer. ES is so shit when it does this. You need to be so quick with it to trade this, I mean, look at this, there's just no real volume and delta coming in right now, and the market's moving ticks. It's a sad state of affairs that ES takes a It's a sad state of affairs when ES takes a price with 12 contracts. 12. And notice to help it, we're seeing the lift. Hopefully you're still in this trade, Abby boy. As we said, 25.25 was the level that we had to hold. This 400 here, they're now going to scare. Now, in order for this to go higher, sellers are going to shit themselves if this 400 lot can aggressively be taken. Let's see if they bang into it, or let's see if it touches on it. So just pulled it. Fucking honestly. Yeah, so they just pulled it. Wow. Okay. Back up to POC, so choppy in here. I need to be very careful that I'm pressing on the DOM with this in case I enter positions. Eesh. We need to break POC now, dudes. This is going to be the hard part. We have got this. I mean, this could probably be pulled. Let's clear this. So watch this 100 lot, right? This same dude has been spoofing this the whole way up. They spoofed it down here at your, what was it, 26s. Now they're continually lifting this up to a few of them price to scare sellers. And then sellers are basically, pulling their offer. See, just pulling it. Same firm, man. Doing it continuously. Tons of spoofing today. Okay, a lot of absorption here at 30.25 on the bid. So if they can lift into the offer here, see if we can break POC. So note 30.25, just basically it's taking all of that selling. NQ is pumping. So tons of absorption here on the bid. Well, I wouldn't say tons, but there's a lot. That's a good sign. So they're hitting in, taking next price, reloading. Hitting in, you want to see the offer pull. Bit of two-way going on, which is expected at POC. Yeah, exactly. But to be honest with you, the spoof order though, the market's actually trading away from it today. I would say that these orders up here are going to get filled before the session, which I'm thinking it's maybe Avi's outlook on the position. But we need to first break POC and then potentially try and target up these 34s, but I don't think these orders are real. They'll continually work their way up. These orders, if they go up here, they'll pull them up like they're doing. So these are clearly just to set the range in case the market goes haywire, because if someone fat fingers, they'll get filled, then they can just hit into the bid. Because they've been here all day and they're just slamming around. So continually watch. There's a buyer in right now that is basically spoofing. They're putting it like 2 and 3 ticks away from price, causing the offer to be pulled, which is driving price up a little bit more. So yeah, it's been spoofing all day, scalper. I know. Yes, for me at the moment is a absolutely shit market, to be honest, which I covered the other day. I mean, you're not exactly expecting when you're at a price that's had 25,000 contracts traded today. You can't exactly expect the market to be boosting through it. We're going to need, there's another 40 minutes until real volume comes in. So we'll probably just dance around here and maybe, or we should call it spoof around. God, I need to get out of the house more. uh, Gosh. What are you saying? Have you got a 20-second chart up or something, dude? Or like a 30-second chart or something? Or like a heat map of 30-second chart or something? Is that what you've got up? Where you can just see them. I mean, if this 50 log is pulled here, it's a sad state of affairs, the 32s, isn't it? Use gauges. I'd like to see us try and lift here, but we were kind of chopping around, not doing anything too exciting. We're going to need to see the Russell probably pop into this step in the profile, probably above 51s. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, dude. I know what you're talking about. It's basically the equivalent of the bookmap market pulse thing, isn't it? To be honest with you, maybe I'm a little bit old school, but I just like the DOM. To be honest, this is some two-way here. 30s guy. Oh look, the 30 area. That's a number that we remember, wasn't it? Is that what the same order was last week? Let me put this back into its own profile. We can see if I get my little pen out, let's see if I can do it correctly this time. This is the definition of a bell curve. Here, you know, doo -doo -doo. I was about to be really childish there, but I'm not going to. Oh, you like a volatile market, Scalper? Here we go for Avi boy. Here's a lift. Let's see if we can crack a roo here. Come on. God, look at the absorption offer. If they can crack this here, so they call it an iceberg happening at 32s. Sometimes if they break an iceberg, you see a pop right through it. So it'll pop, above it. But someone is happily absorbing 32s and 31 and 3/4. Just seen the guts of 500 contracts absorbed. Yeah, exactly, dude. I think that we will. I mean, anything can happen, dude. But it just there is so much liquidity up here that it would be surprising if we don't. The book is pretty thin down this way. I mean, there is nothing on MBO data down here, and normally we know the market likes to go and fill out these areas. But obviously, I still think that the market will end where it is right now. I think the market will end still in this, you know, end in here. Let me get my trusty doodah out. I think we'll probably end in this range here, you know. So we'll probably do something like extend the profile, like you're saying, Avi, and then, someone will come up and absorb into this level, which is, Thursday's out of value area, and then we'll gradually probably dump our way back down, into this sort of range, back to this sort of area. Downside again, where we capitulate, but I think if we were to capitulate, down here, we probably would have done that today. We would have not have basically absorbed and then swept back up in here. We would have probably just, basically dumped all the way down here when that happened. So we're going to need, I think, at this point, we're maybe going to need some data to try and take us out here. And the sad thing is, when the data comes out, that's probably going to take us out of this range one way or another. It's going to be the data where it just snaps, and you're not going to be trading it, because if you trade news, if you hold a position into a high impact data point, you get fisted. So, it's not a great idea to do that. So that's pretty much the plan. It would be nice if it does do it one way or the other in normal market conditions, so we can almost like anticipate it. But we'll see. So that's pretty much the plan. I mean, if we do go to the downside, we're probably going to try and fade it up. Are we going to clear this? This is probably the least probable, is to go down here. Um, the most probable is probably to extend out the profile up here, and then revert back in. Clear screen. There we go. Look at me getting the whiteboard and stuff out. Let me see. I want to see if I can use this pen here and draw on the DOM. Can I do that? And can I make it like a bit thinner? Pen. Small. Yeah. Yeah, I can actually. So if I do it like that, then clear screen. I don't really want to touch here. Yeah, so that is not putting in orders. Right, okay, great. Okay, that's quite cool. Yeah, but then I can't move the DOMs. Eh. We'll wait for a talking opportunity and then get the pen out. So wait and see if anything exciting does happen. As I said, we're literally just working this range at the minute. Um, but absolutely shocking price action. Is this not some sort of weird head and shoulders? Is this not like the head, kind of two left shoulders, right shoulder, we crack below here as a neckline, then we capitulate? Is that not like what a charter dude would do? Or have we got any weird, trend line things going on? Line. What about this? Huh? That is ridiculous, honestly. Trend line's definitely not my thing. Yeah, I have to click the arrow. Yeah, yeah. I was wondering if I could move the DOM and have the pen, but it doesn't seem to be. Is there any keys? Like, what's the Control Shift and 3 highlighter? Hmm. Yeah, maybe need to get used to this thing. See if it provides an easier way for people to see what's happening. But the price of action is absolutely abysmal. NQ is going. Let's see if we can continually hit into the bid, which is going to drive this down more. We're still negative 6k delta on the day today, which is quite a lot. Quite a fair bit, but nothing to note. Did you guys read the COTS report on Friday? Basically, speculators and funds increased their short positions on the 30-year and ultra, and cut the long positions on the 10s and 5s in anticipation of probably today. I'll need to check what the ES COT report was. You really need to pay attention what the large funds are doing, to be honest. There we go, there's Mr. Spoofy. Oh, he doesn't spoof this time, they take it all. Wow. Okay. Slightly concerning for longs now. Let's see. Okay, he's back again. Is he going to pull this one? Okay, they do. They take the full thing. So sellers are getting a little bit aggressive now. Here he is down here again. And notice now when we... Oh, they just moved it by the time I drew my things. So let's see how quickly they move this. This guy's put another 100 here. Okay, pulled that one. Sneaky. Let's see if they pull this one. Market ticks off, it doesn't trade. Let's see if they take it. There's someone absorbing here. Tons 256 traded, put it two-way. See if they're going to tick down and take this 100 lot. Tons of negative selling going on right now. Negative 661 at this price at 27s. Negative 658 at 28s. So we are seeing quite a fair bit of absorbed on the bid at the moment. Now we want to see the offer be pulled. Notice how they're pulling their offers up. Here's the 100 lot here now. Let's see which one they pull. Okay, they take the full 100. And then they're going. This 100 lot is still here, they're cracking. 25 and a quarter was the price where the stops are, below VWAP. So if they hit it, we should see a little bit of a punch for the stop run below. Buyers are starting to still trying to say you shall not pass. But let's see how 25 and a quarter behaves where this MBO is. It's looking to go, they pull it, see they pull it, and then it's going. Last ditch attempts. This is the trap sellers right now, just below VWAP. Let's see if they can do it and bang it back up. It's quite a common pattern, I would like to say, where they basically trap sellers below VWAP. It's not something I would really love to take, but let's see this 100 lot. Oh, that's too. Let's see if we're going to take this 100. It's not looking fantastic right now for buyers. There we go, take it. This is going to go. Yeah, there we go. There's a stop run. Everything's going this time. Everything is absolutely dumping right now. Wow. Okay, so downside then. It's down below here. If we do reach, it wouldn't be out of the realms of normality though if they bang it back up right now, considering they did this up here. So they could do it already. You can see that they've hit it up here out with it, put it back in the range, and now they're doing this against the other side. There was some size that come in here to basically take the dump, and some negative delta come in there, so that was the difference. Some actual size. What do you guys think of this pen? Pen, good idea? Not so good idea? Is it helpful? Is it not? Shall I delete it? Let me know what your thoughts are. So I would admit I was not expecting it to basically just completely dump down like that, but we have volume coming in the next 20 minutes, where we're going to have 50 minutes of volume, where we could very easily work our way up here. A downside, if they plastered any down here, notice how this book wasn't here before, so they've now placed this below the low of the day to basically test. Do you see what they do here? They don't really give a shit if the market goes here or it goes up to here, you know, because they're gonna bash it back into the range anyway. So however which way one firm takes it, they're just like, meh, well, you know, fine. I like the pen. Nice, Tom. Sweet. Right, so this 175 lot doing the same thing. Let's see if it's going to be taken. Again, this same firm is doing this bullshit set the range nonsense. They'll probably stack these in a wee second, so watch them here. They keep on stacking like they're doing the same here. That's just been pulled, that order. So you can see the amount of pulling that's happening. So let me get rid of this. So it looks like they're going to doing the same behavior that they did up here. So they hit it above, hit it below, and now taking it back up. So this is the hard part about trading sort of in the range. You're always better till they do something out with the range and basically, fade it back up into value. And to be honest with you, this is not a standard day where I always really, I mean, you can have the argument where when you get out of, value, so this is out of value both ways. Majority of people on a balanced day are looking to just simply fade, out of value, this sort of range here, and anything up here, they're looking to fade, fade back down into here, and then fade back up into here. It looks like at the moment they're not even hitting the extremes, so they're literally just buying it up before it even gets there, and they're selling it down before it even gets anywhere. But this could change in the next 20 minutes, So we'll see what they do. And again, if you, just so we can reiterate here, this is, the sort of most standard, bell curve that you can get, right? This is like a standard bell curve, distribution, where, this is sort of what you get. So right now we just went out of value, now we're fading back in, and again we've still got this, sort of really high volume node here. This is the value area, this is the value area low here. Yeah, I would probably wait for the market on close, but this is the, down here is out of value, up here is out of value, so basically they're fading everything out, fading up here, back down, and they're fading here, back up. But I do think whatever which way we break out of this sort of wider range, um, you know, but this is just classic what they're doing. It's a shame they don't take it to the extremes, which is where we kind of want our edge. I don't, I on ES with how crazy it is. I would never take that long personally. I mean, this is the middle of nowhere. Granted, as you can see, we are literally at the value area low here. And the market's just hit it on a dime, and basically now went back up into the range, you know. So, and the same here where we literally went to the value area. See that value area high? It doesn't normally do that, if I'm honest. I would always wait till it gets to, sweep of the highs or sweep of this low. But to be honest with you, this low down here is pretty far away, you know. And this is the thing, Abby boy, about this happening, man. It's, they just bang it one way, like this. And now, where they've taken out these orders, because they got to get filled in their long positions down here, so that they can bang it back up here. Well, in that process, everyone else has basically been stopped, which is annoying. That's why it's hard to diddle in the middle, man. Yeah. Yeah, this is why it's in my opinion, when the market does this sort of shit, um, in my experience, this is just always what happens to me, and it's why I never trade this, is because anytime I buy it anticipating the market to go up and fill those areas, this happens. Anytime I sell the market to go down and fill out down here, this happens. So for me personally, if we're in a mean reversion market, which we are, I would always wait till we're at the extremes, and if the market is in this sort of doing this sort of shit, then no trade for me. Because you're literally fighting against the machines in here. You've got point of control coming up where they can pretty much just do whatever the fuck they want at this point of control. This company just clearly got an algorithm running where they're setting these orders out, and you better believe it's the same company that's doing the spoofing on the offer and the bid, and they're just working the offer and the bid at the same time. You know. And these orders here are actually there just to distort the other algorithms, to be honest with you. I mean, those orders were not here before, and they're really weird ones as well. 77, 73, 85, 82. This is a weird bunch of orders here. And up here too. But you would ultimately like to see what the true intention is for this, to be honest with you. I don't really think they have one. I mean, look at this, they're now stacking it up even more. But it is like 15 ticks away, well, maybe it's 15, but 10 to 12 ticks away. I think what you'll probably find is if you go to an ATR in a certain time frame, these are going to be an ATR away, to be honest. Because these algorithms love to basically, when it's in balance, take it an ATR, then smack it back. Because as what we discussed in the video, where for the 30-year I can tell you what the probability is that we extend a deviation above the average daily range and a deviation below the average daily range. I can tell you what the stats are in that in the last basically 3 years. So you better believe that these algorithms will continuously know the stats on, right, we can see that the market is probably too short at the moment, so we will we'll pull the bid to get short, gather up some more orders, and then we'll basically lift it back, and then we'll get some people who have steamed in short where we can effectively drive it up some more now. Do you know what I mean? So they'll have a continuous idea of where are we in ATR? What's the probability of us finishing in this range over the last 1,000 times or something along those lines? I'm just talking, these numbers are arbitrary. But if I can keep stats like that, can you imagine the amount of data that these algorithms are going to be running through at any given time? It would be absolutely countless amounts of data. Oh, exactly. It's just the market's just moving right now by orders being pulled. I mean, we're just right. It's just sweeps to the extremes. Is all it's doing, and it's sad that the extreme is now, for today, it's just out of value slightly. So NQ is trying to go a little. Neil, no, no. I mean, first things first. You need to have commissions on par, so you need to own a seat at the exchange. So in order to own a seat, it would probably cost you something like 50k, give or take, right? So that's not too expensive if you've got enough money to invest in a business. Um, but then you've also got the latency side of things as well. And it depends on the time frames that you're trading, but it's really hard to compete with that, because if you've got the technical know-how to build that, I mean, it would be super interesting, put it that way. Because the trouble is with it, in my opinion, the edge that we have is in discretion, right? That's our edge that algorithms don't have, but they have the edge of being able to know tons and tons of data at, in literally a second. And they will be pulling all of the data via an API from the exchange. So hope you guys know that as well. They're pulling all the order book from an API, running it into their mathematical equations, spitting out a formula and probability within seconds that, I'm just spitballing here, but within seconds they'll know, right, we're 2 net long here, we're above ATR and it's at POC, we know there's 70% probability that if we feather into the bid it'll go down 2 ticks, just as an example. So there is absolutely no fucking danger that we can compete with that. No chance. And even if you did get into HFT trading, it's a never-ending job. Never ending. So I think that discretionary trading, there is 100% an edge on knowing this. And when it comes to order flow, I seriously feel that ES is getting harder and harder to trade order flow. This is the summer months, mind you, so it is notoriously difficult. But in my opinion, the thinner a book is, the harder, the less edge there is, in my opinion. Because it means that algorithms need less, volume to move price. Where it becomes really obvious when algorithms are stepping in is you can see them in play in treasuries on a 10-year where they're literally drilling like a one lot. It's like a machine gun into the next price. It's still going up in one lot. You can't miss it. Because it's that thick, you have literally got 30 seconds sometimes to come up with a plan. By the time you blink in ES, it's moving a tick at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's just different times, man. And you'll instantly see what I mean if you go to a product that trades like 400 bid, 500 offered, or 300 bid, 400 offered. You'll see the thickest you're seeing ES for the last number of months has been this. It's been like 145, 150 bid. And this is seen as a really deep price right now, 300 bid, but we know this is not real. It would be nice even if it was 235. I mean, if I go to, let me just quickly change this. It was 6E, right? So if I go to this, let me quickly change this. Sorry, futures, CME, and go to Euro. When I looked at this earlier today, this was thicker. Right, so look at this. Euro dollar is thicker than fucking ES. What is that about? Look at this. 200 bid. And you can see how the algorithms are at work in every single market. Do you see that? I mean, we'll just move the volume profile, but do you see what I mean? This is more attractive to trade than ES, in my opinion, at the moment. Just because it's slightly thicker. It's a little bit easier to read. I need to remember and not save this now for changing this. So we'll re-center this, right? And you can see just how much this moves, how much a thicker book, right, moves versus the thinness of ES right now. Keep an eye on this over here. And we'll also watch it for a change in 4 minutes when the data comes in. Market on closed data. Good question, Neil. Does that make sense? What's your thoughts on it, buddy? But that's pretty much what I'm saying here, and I think the edge in OrderFlow is with a semi-decent book. OrderFlow is extremely hard to read on NQ, probably unless you're combining a couple of ticks, to be honest with you. It maybe even makes sense, which is a sad state of affairs, to combine ES into 2 ticks, which is very sad. So note here how much these are moving, and this is not really moving. Granted, the time it is, to be honest, it is currencies, but you get my drift. So we'll see if we're going to go up here, and trade out this volume that's up here, as we know they like to do that. And let me know if anyone's getting any questions for what you're seeing. So again, we're just still pretty much reverting around POC here, which is a shame. Wow, what just happened there? That must be the same. Oh, that's unfortunate. My reset delta short key must be the same as like go back a screen or something on this. Jeez. God, imagine that. I go to clear the screen on this and then enter 10 lots long. Oh, God, imagine that. Oh, I'll just innocently clear the screen. Long full port, all in. Here we go, here's the data in now. So if, in theory, let's see how correlations work. If this goes bid, the euro should go up because it's inverse. This is the euro against the dollar. So the euro is the base, the dollar is the quote. So let's see if we're going to go up now, up to here, and going up to fill out these orders. Looks like we're doing it at the moment. 15 minutes of volume. Time to grab the popcorn and juice. The bond books have got thicker, to be honest, Avi. The 30-year is much thicker at the moment. Same as the Ultra, to be honest. The Ultra was a lot thinner. It's now the Ultra is what ES used to be. And the 10-year, you're talking, in standard market conditions, you're talking like, 3.5k bid, 4k, 4k on the bid and offer at any time. It just depends. I mean, this is the thing, I'm an order flow guy, so I find an edge in being able to read the order flow, and it's harder to read when it's thin, to be honest, because ES now, they just randomly turn prices into icebergs because they can split orders down. Like right now, this is an iceberg that's happening here and here, but you never know this, you know. And it's actually not even really valuable information, to be honest, because if they bang through this, then they're going to clear up here. NQ's going, so it should be giving ES the chance to lift in and take this out. The more this goes up, in theory, the more this should go up, because the stronger stocks are, the weaker the dollar is, and this is inverse. In theory, that's the way it's meant to work. Do I ever use that in context? No. But it is I would say the dollar inverse correlation to equities is probably more stable than the 10-year to ES correlation, to be honest. But I think just focus on the asset class that you're trading anyway. Okay, so this is going. Let's see how we react to this big orders up here. You better believe that in the next 8 minutes they're going to fill this. If they don't fill out all these orders here when market on close data comes out at 9, I'm going to be amazed, to be honest. If we just dump and don't touch these orders, it would be very surprising, you know. So watch and we'll see. Let's draw this out, the high of this range where stops will be triggered at 37.5, and is it a coincidence that 37.5 is here on the book? There is some strong buying delta that's just come in, so we have just chopped off 2k delta in the last couple of minutes. Okay, here we go. NQ's now at the highs. If it pumps here, then we should go up and fill out these orders. They are really stacking up here, aren't they? Let's see, buyers are going to grind through all of this. Let's see how they do it. They are. 400 absorbed in the offer. 500 absorbed. Let's see if buyers can chew through this. They should chew through this gradually, to be honest. And you notice the drilling into the price. They're still reloading the bid, lifting into the offer, ticking down. You want to see them continually drill in. They just pulled that there. Okay, we have 5 minutes until the tons of orders come in. This could be good on data here. We could go up and take out the highs up here and then sweep back in. Be poised for that. This is the play that we did discuss. We just didn't expect them to do this bullshit down here, but this is what we were discussing earlier. So we are expecting, let me get my little line out. We're expecting the market to do something like this, and sort of trade like this and sort of finish, round about this sort of area here. Okay, this is what they're doing. They're chewing through all of this again. So now, yep, they're now poking it above. Right, we want to see them. Don't pull it so quickly, please. Come on. So they did hit the 37.5s, but again, you'd expect them to go up and fill out these orders up here. Okay. Let's quickly. NQ is going. We notice this correlation that's somewhat there. Right, key point coming up. They need to see them bang it. There is tons of absorption still happening, which is a good sign before you're even there, to be honest. So, watch them. See if we take out this level, fill all this out. We have 4 minutes. We don't want to see the bid be pulled just yet. They want to see them continually lift in here, be aggressive. They're doing this so that they can pop it up on our few ticks. Sellers take it. Ah, no, don't go down just yet. Okay, good. Yeah, exactly. They're important to know. It's just a shame again that they're literally not banging it enough. We want to see them take out these orders, but they did take out all of those orders that were printed there. We want to see them take out these, and then we, that create some sort of distribution like we've got drawn here, where we then basically fade back into sort of 32, 34s, roughly. So we want to see the market sort of fill out this area up here, and then sort of work its way back into 32s. So you're looking at roughly like a 25 tick move from the highs if they can fill it out. Sellers are absorbing aggressively already. They've absorbed a couple of thousand contracts up here after absorbing all that. So buyers, likely that was these buyers getting out of their position. So they are now out, and now you'll notice that they'll gradually be hitting into the bid. It's just a shame they've not did this at the highs. NQ's already plugged the highs, did the same, and now dumping. So it looks like they're already going to carry it out, which is a shame. Okay, so let's see what the data comes out with. It almost feels a bit like the fact of did this move already, that the MBO now, that I think this is the move complete, to be honest with you. We'll see what MBO does, but I feel like we're just going to dilly-dally around here. You caught some of that trader boy, nicely done, dude. Nicely done. There was loads of absorption, to be honest. Okay, notice the planting here. Notice the amount of orders that have just shown up on the bid. Sorry, the offer, right? So let's see if they're going to go and fill this out when this comes out in, how long do we have? We have 30 seconds, right? So watch these top line, 38 and 3/4. They've just planted this here. This is the same order type that's been blasting around, so this doesn't mean anything. Watch these orders at 38s where they get filled. Let's see if they hit them. Okay, 5 seconds. Still dilly-dallying around. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sadly, that's what I thought was going to happen with this bullshit, because they already hit it above. If they were to, they would have hit it higher at the start, so they're now just going to range out here, to be honest. Need to break POC first. I would like to see these be filled, though, to be honest. I'd expect that to be done by now. Let's see if they take that 500. No, well, that is. We've still got 5 minutes left of this, but that was the move happened prior to the 4 o'clock hit. Did you guys see that? Typically, it moves a lot more than that. That is all she wrote. There's not enough volume anymore. That was the slowest algo time ever. It's normally going bananas right now. That's very strange. Very strange. Well, clearly the move happened before, right? So I'm not too surprised, but that's all she wrote. Yeah, that's all she wrote now. The volume's not happening right now. So that's it. We finished in here, which is what we expected, but we thought they would hit it that little bit higher though, and sort of finish in here. But it's where we expected. We're at the 32s to 34s, so me. So if you notice that the euro dollar is more stable than ES, crazy. That's very sad, isn't it? Look how nice and thick that is as a book. Hmm. I don't know if you guys have got any other questions. Yep. Pathetical, that's pretty much all she wrote. See if NQ can push up a little bit. They'll maybe try and get their last orders filled out of 36s here, but we're certainly not breaching any ranges now, that's for sure. And you may be thinking, how do you know this is going to finish here? Because this is balance. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work this out. When a market is in a bell shape and the most distribution and volume is spent in this is the fair price. So anything away from the fair price, people find it too expensive, so they sell back to the fair price. When price gets down here, then they buy it back to the fair price. What ultimately we'll need to see now is we're going to need to see pretty much a sort of some change in fundamental structure, i.e. some data points that is going to take it from, they'll need to take it and basically break these lows now, or sort of break the highs up here and hold above it. But as we discussed before, that whatever way the market does break and hold, there is going to be short liquidations in play if we do go bid, and then long liquidations are in place, which technically means if they do start hitting it down here, with some size, right, and they do start aggressively hitting it down here, they can bang it, and then basically the long liquidations that are basically old business that is short long coverings, which becomes selling into the market, that can take the market all the way down here when you've been in this sort of range here for this length of time. Does that make sense? So whatever which way it does, we're going to see a move we're going to see a move sort of out of this range, but that's pretty much it. And then the sort of the long side. Let me get back to this cursor. Wow, that is a big cursor. You certainly can't miss it now, can you? God, that's ridiculous. That's better. Okay, so we discussed the short side down here. The long side, we basically need to go and crack the highs, all-time highs up here, and then hold above it. It doesn't seem very likely considering the rhetoric now from the Fed, where they're not going to cut rates, or they're planning on cutting rates. They're going to need to see a significant change in inflation and basically just numbers that come out in order for them to give them the confidence to basically cut rates. So we'll see if that changes, because bets were increased for the September meeting that basically no cuts are going to happen. So I think the stock market or indices in general would probably like to see some rate cuts before it continually goes bid, in my opinion. But saying that, when there is no news and nothing happens, the stock market just goes up because the majority of the world is buy side only. Yeah, exactly, Trader Boy. Tupac, are you basically saying that you know, it's pretty easy for me to draw some balls on there? Is that what you're meaning? You and your dirty mind. Tut tut. If that's what you were implying. But yeah, that's pretty much the same sort of side of things. But there's definitely, we have now hit this level once, twice, three times, four times, five times. If we get down here again with some negative delta on the day, I would be super surprised if we don't break. Because as soon as we take out this level here, right? Here, we're then out of value, and you have all of the longs in here. You have all of the longs sort of in this position, right? Here. That when you get down here, their stops are going to be, somewhere in this range. Okay? And when they get down here and they bang through it, they're basically their long positions then become short positions, and they need to get out of the market, which basically drives the price down to here. That's how you break out of ranges. It's two ways. You have some selling pressure that gets it down here, and then when they bang it through, it then creates a cascade where these people that were long need to get out of here. And then we just try and target the next area, to be honest. And the next area, if we zoom out, the next area is going to be somewhere around about here. Is the next sort of higher volume area. But here's quite an interesting point, is since this new contract, we've not filled out this gap. So if I do this and extend it here, we've not filled out this gap. And as you know, the market absolutely loves to fill out gaps here. So, not that I'm one for drawing all this out, but what would make sense is if we do come to the downside, we crack below here, okay? So we crack below this level. We then see a cascade of long positions liquidating, which basically takes us down to this level, okay? We then see some orders that have been at least some volume carried out here, so there is some value built up, where we then do the classic retest here, and then we go back down and sort of fill out the gap. Now, do I trade any of this and try and project a market like this? Absolutely fucking not. You know, I'm not an analyst. I'm a trader. You know, it's a big difference. I trade what I see every day. I don't go into the next day expecting this to be a bias and then basically start going all in short. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's some food for thought. That if you do get down to these levels down here again, if you do get down here again, after you hitting it 5 times, right? There's, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times here, and this is the 5th time down here, right? Down here. So once, twice, I can't even count. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Yeah, so you hit it 5 times. If this is coming down here again, and you've hit that level, this would be the 6th time. It's gonna break sometime. Do you know what I mean? So the more it hits a level, here, here, you can count this as here, here, and here. That can't hold forever. And all these people, as we discussed, are buying that they'll need to start covering down here. And then before you know it, when they have to sell to get out of their positions, you're down here. And then you're filling the gap. Do you know what I mean? I think we've kind of nailed this, really nailed that. But does that make sense? But does that mean that I now come in and basically look to then just, right, oh, so the market's going bid, this is too expensive, I'm going to sell? No, I don't. I don't even have a bias for tomorrow. It's a completely different way. I'm just saying to you that when it does get down here, just have a little think about, because it's hit it 5 times, maybe fading it again the 6th time. Maybe you've overstayed your welcome with the fade. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense. It's the way that I view it anyway. I need to get used to this pen thing. How do I determine stop runs? Pretty much in general, that everyone that's long, regardless of their position, right, or who they are in the market. So you can see that people that got long here, long here, long here, anywhere up in this region, right, their ultimate stop, Neil, and you just think about it, if you were a long-term position holder, your long-term stop is going to be, somewhere round about here, because then you'll just be holding on to losing position constantly if it's leveraged at least. So they'll need to cut their positions here. It's the same thing on the selling side. It's the same thing on the selling side, where, let me go back. Where on the selling side, we basically have the short positions are going to need to cover and become buyers. So there's going to be a little mini stop run here. Okay. So if they do go up there, they'll pump, which pretty much happened on this day, where we had pushed it above, stops happened, and then they always drive it to the extreme where they take in above this ultimate high and then basically just hit it back down, back down here into the higher volume point of control for the contract, right? And you'll see it on the DOM when it happens, because when it gets there, it'll just blip through price. It will just take the next one and it'll blip through it. And you won't see a lot of trade, but it'll just continually hit through it. Is pretty much what happens. So it's just a rough idea that you need to keep in mind, that specifically when you're in trading markets like this, and this is the absolute definition of balance, in this sort of range, where this is the high volume node, this is out of value, and this sort of area here is out of value where you can see it, and there'll just be stops below here, and stops above here. Whatever which way it does, you'll then do it. But I think that because this has hit this 5 times, I just think that if it does hit it again, we're getting pretty close to break, to be honest with you. Is the way that I see it. But does that make sense, dude? That's how I give my rough context of where stops are going to happen, and you'll be able to identify it on the DOM. But I think the time that they do go to take this level here, right, and sweep it down the way, it will be a violent day. I think that they'll take a lot more, and I think it will basically work its way down further and probably test the gap, to be honest. And the more the more that the more time that it spends in a range, in my opinion, right? The longer that it spends in a range, then just the higher likelihood when it breaks that you're going to see a sort of bigger reaction, because there's basically been more quote unquote inventory and orders collected in here. So that's just generally how I look at it, but I don't typically have a bias every day. I just take it into consideration, if that makes sense, man. So hopefully that makes sense as to how I sort of look at it and view it. That is pretty much all she wrote for the session, to be honest. Let me know if you guys have got any other questions. No problem, Tom, dude. No problem. I'm just going to post a coffee in here if anyone would like to show some extra support for the channel. Hopefully, I know a lot of you peeps are. Okay, Neil. So, pretty much the stop runs you're going to have here, right, where the more inventory and orders that's collected in this area, you're going to see stop runs be, up here and just down here, right, up here and here. There's also going to be some mini stop runs, there's going to be some short coverings here. But because we've hit this 5 times, the more it hits a level, the more likely it is to break. And because we've spent 2 weeks in this range, we've spent literally 2 weeks now in this whole range here, where there's going to be long stops in here, so we'll call them longs down here, and then there's going to be short stops up here. This is absolutely terrible drawing, but shorts, okay? So there's going to be long stops down here and short stops up here. And when long stops, they need to get out the market by selling. So it's the same, every buyer there has to be a seller, and every seller there has to be a buyer, right? And the same with the short positions. When they need to get out of their position as a market order, they have to buy. So when they bang it through a level, right, it sets off some stops, which then drives the market up that little bit more if it's short coverings. And the same with the long positions. If they need to cover and get out, they have to become a seller. Now, my theory here is, if the fact that we've been in this range now for 2 whole weeks, the market has did absolutely nothing apart from going to an extreme here, we've then went to the extreme here, 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 and here, right? And then we've reverted back to this point of control area here, where this is out of value and this is out of value here. So the market has to break, and when you see it on the DOM, you'll see it just take the next price continuously, not a lot will trade. So when it does break here, you're going to see the market just cascade down, and it's the same with the long side up here. You're going to see some stops take it, but this happened in this day, so they basically were trading down here. They had a volatile day here where they basically took some stops here, that drove it up to the highs of the previous week, where you then saw them then correct it back down in to the point of control here, right? Now, does that mean that I come in tomorrow and look to short everything? No. You just need to be paying attention that maybe you've overstayed your welcome, that if you've faded this 5 times, maybe the 6th time is not the time to fade, right? That's just pretty much how it works. And when it comes to the DOM, you'll pretty much just see a sudden blip in price. It will just take levels. The next price, next price, next price. And you see we're not a lot of trade and there'll be stops triggered. That's pretty much what it looks like. Does that make sense? So hopefully this introduction of this pen, because I'm going pretty well with it, do you guys overall, can you give me a 1 if you like the pen, or give me a 2 if I should not use the pen? Because I feel like I'm going fucking well with this pen. You know, almost get to the stage where I might as well just draw stickmen, you know? This is me at my desk. Okay, nice. Honest answer if anyone does not like the pen. So yeah, we'll maybe keep that theme if everyone likes it. If it's a good idea, because it's sometimes easier to note it. But I think ES is in a pretty weird spot at the moment. And as I think, you know, until we get some data that comes out, um, you know, which is probably going to be this week, to be honest. I think we'll probably crack this level this week. No problem, Neil. No problem, dude. It's easier said than done, man. But it's you just get a gauge for it, because if you were buying here, you know your stop is going to be down here. Do you know what I mean? It's just standard charting. Yeah, exactly, Neil, and exactly, Kel. That's a really good point. So very typically, what the market does is, you know, overall we're in a sort of massive bullish trend, you know, in general, and typically the market, you know, consolidates, you know, in areas like this, right, where this is a big consolidation, and then right now we're just ranging, so everything is just fading back into this sort of mean, right? But ultimately, when new points come out, the market is going to seek and go into price discovery up here, which I don't want to really have a bias or whatever, but for me, I constantly question why the hell is the stock market continues making higher highs. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with anything. If Goldman Sachs wants to buy the stock market, drive it up, that's what they're going to do. It's got fuck all to do with me, right? In my opinions. But the downside here is most likely got more potential. And when we do, we go in then to price discovery, and where likely are they going to stop is the question. Because if you've been in this range for so long, right, where you've really traded out this area with all this bloody buying and selling and shit that's happened in here, right? When do you think that a move down to literally down to, you know, down to this area down here is warranted? It's probably going to at least go down and fill this gap. Why is this pen getting thicker every time? You know, that's better. That's pretty much the case where it's not like this market's going to go in price discovery and it's just going to faff around here, to be honest. It's more than likely going to go down, at least fill this gap, you know what I mean, down here, I would say. But you know, this is where you need to come in you just need to be aware of the context of where the market's in, you know. And you're not saying that you come in and try and preempt this bullshit every day, but you need to come in and just be aware that these are key levels that are involved in the market. You know, you've now hit this level. this will be the sixth time that we do, and you better believe we're going to hit this level again. And after the sixth time, it's maybe going to give way. I can't remember the last time I've seen a level we hit more than, it's really uncommon to get 6 and 7 hits of a level and not break, to be honest. Nice, Neil. Nice. Well, this is the thing. Whatever works, man. Whatever which works. I mean, my way is just the way that I essentially look at it, and I try and tend to try and look at things in a really, really simple way. But I just do it to have a general context. As I said, the main thing is I don't come in of a day and start to, because I think this has been hit 6 times, I start just, I think this is going to go down here, so I'll sell it. That's just not the way I do it, to be honest. But that's the way that I typically look at it from market profile is I find it's just a sort of chilled out way to look at the market. It removes just allows you to see it in a more distributed fair value price. I would say I don't typically look to trade the singles. I mean, you could very simply say, oh, these singles here were repaired today. You could say that, and the market likes to repair singles. It likes to go and repair poor highs and stuff, but it's just a nice way for me to view the market. I don't really take any trades now off of market profile exclusively. It gives me my context, and then as you guys know that I probably say every bloody day, that the final part of the execution comes from the depth of market, to be honest. So let me know if you guys have got any other questions. Otherwise, we maybe look to call it a day. No problem. You have a good day as well, Neil. Okay, guys, if anyone needs anything, just let me know. Hope everyone has a great evening. We'll be on tomorrow, probably roughly the same time, plus or minus probably 30 minutes. If there's anyone watching that is not subscribed, if you could hit the subscribe button for me, but I think everyone is. No problem, Kel. Thanks, buddy boy. You take care, guys, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great evening. Peace, everyone.